All right. I bow to all the seekers of truth. At the very outset, we have to understand that truth is what it is. We cannot change it, we cannot transform it. Above all, at this human awareness, we cannot know it. This is the main reason that we have different ideas, ideologies, because we don't know what is the absolute truth. To seek the absolute truth, one has to know that something more has to happen to our awareness. Through our evolutionary process, we have to achieve a different, a higher awareness. This consciousness or this seeking has been there since long everywhere. But now in these modern times, it has become very severe. But unfortunately, people don't know what to seek and they are misled. First of all, whatever I am going to tell you, you don't have to take it for granted. Because we have had big problems with these blindfolded faiths. So whatever I am going to tell you, you have to take it like a scientist with an open mind. I am putting forward before you a hypothesis. And if this hypothesis is proved, then it's better we accept it because it is for the benevolence of your being, for the benevolence of your country, for the benevolence of the whole world. It has been promised in all the scriptures that such and such time will come when people will achieve their self-knowledge, their self-realization. But unfortunately, human beings are so conditioned that they don't realize what they have to seek. First thing we have to know that we are not this body, this mind, this intellect, these emotions, this ego or conditionings. But we are the pure spirit. Because we say, my body, my emotions. But who is the owner of this my? That's what we have to be. So we have to be the pure spirit. This is the first thing we are seeking. And the second thing is very important to know that when we take these flowers for granted, we don't understand or we don't want to know how they are there. It's a miracle. If you see, it's a miracle how it works. If you ask a doctor, who runs your heart, he'll say, it's an autonomous nervous system. But who is this auto? That they can't answer. Science itself is amoral and has its own limitations. It cannot answer all the questions, especially why are we on this earth? Why this evolution? And where are we to go now? You have been already told, because they have told me that they have talked about the subtle system that is within us. This is the system that we can say is autonomous nervous system in a way which is grossly expressing itself. But within yourself, there are two powers, left and right, which are supporting or manifesting the left and right sympathetic nervous system. And the central one is the parasympathetic nervous system. Luckily, doctors are very honest and they say they don't know much about parasympathetic. That's a fact. Now, in this triangular bone, as you have been told, there is a power called as Kundalini. This power, which is the Kundalini, is in the sacrum bone. And the Greeks knew very well that sacrum bone is sacred, so they called it sacrum. I have been to Greece and I asked them, and they said, of course we knew this, that there is some treasure we have. And also he told me, very surprising, that this treasure, the knowledge of this treasure is only with Indians. They have this. Even in China I heard about the same thing. But when you start talking about Kundalini, they start thinking it's like a tantric work. Now I have to explain to you that this power is the one which rises. Like a prelude of a seed, passes through 6 centers and breaks through your fontanelle bone area and connects you to this all-pervading power which does all this miraculous work. This is actually what you can call the actualization of the baptism, or you can call the Brahma Randra Veda, as they call it in Sanskrit. This happening takes place spontaneously as a living process. You don't have to pay for it. One thing we don't understand, that God doesn't understand any money, He doesn't know any banking. So when we start paying for money, for realization, or for God, or for all kinds of organizations, we are really being misled. All kinds of misleading things have been done. It's very surprising that intelligent, educated people never ask questions about what they are doing, about their ascent, about their spirituality, about divinity. They just accept which has been going on for ages together by their forefathers and their forefathers. But this is a special time, and where so many real seekers are born. Of course, I must say America is nowhere compared to them. Because in Russia, I get never any program done in a hall, but in a stadium. 16 to 18,000 people are there, and they all get their realization. What I found out, that they have no conditionings. They don't know anything about God. They don't know anything about Rama. They don't know anything about Christ, nothing. Clean slates. But once they get to Sahaja Yoga, they understand everything so well and penetrate into the depth of reality. This kind of conditionings that we have had, instead of helping us, we are stuck with this. It's like this. To go to, supposing if you have to go to some hall, you have to climb some steps. But to enter inside the hall, you have to give up those steps. While we are stuck with it, and we can't get out of it. This is the biggest problem, I think. I don't know what to say, but when you see in America the way people have no sense of real seeking, I'm shocked. And I can't understand, why are they like this? They are educated, they are well-off people, there's no problem with them. But that thing is lacking in them to understand what is reality. And that unless and until you get to that reality, you cannot be happy, you cannot be satisfied. This has to work out. This is the last breakthrough of your evolution. And you have to do it, you have to get it. This is what is brought to you absolutely free. But still they'll be busy doing all those rituals, or I don't know what all they do. The best is there's somebody who is coming here and celebrating the marriage of Ram and Sita. I told them I'm also going to celebrate now. That's what suits the people, I think. I can't understand Ram and Sita were married long time back. What is the need to marry them again and again? But I don't know what happens to the intelligence of even Indians. This is the heritage of Indians. But they too take to such things. Or they take to tantrikas who are just abusing people. They are all making money. That's what it is. If you put one criteria that you will not pay them, immediately you will know they are not there. How can you pay? Just think of it. We have become human beings. How much did we pay? How much did we pay for getting these flowers to Mother Earth? This is a natural, spontaneous living process for which you cannot pay. And people are, I don't know why they want so much money, also I don't understand what do they do with it. But such a misleading thing it has started, that so many of beautiful seekers are lost. As there are many Indians I find here, I would like to tell you that by reading books you cannot reach self-realization. Kabira has said, Padi Padi Pandita Murakha Bhaye, means by reading too much, the learned have become stupid. So I said, what is this? What is this Kabira saying? But I have met many like that. They'll show you a book, they'll read this book, read this page. Thousands will attend that kind of an answer. Today only we were watching some program where a gentleman was saying how to read Bible. Now I must tell you that people don't read Bible, otherwise they would give up. Because Christ and Muhammad Sahib were very, very great people. And not only that, but they were pure people. They didn't know what sort of things human beings are. So in the 5th chapter of Matthew, Christ has said that if your one eye is doing something sinful, take it out. If another eye is doing something sinful, take it out. If your one hand is doing something wrong, cut it out. If another hand does something wrong, cut it out. If somebody slaps you on one face, you turn another face to him. I have yet to meet any Christian who has lost his both eyes and both arms. They are so self-sufficient. Oh, we are Christians. Now I think Muhammad Sahib must have thought that this is too much for only men, all restrictions. So let us do something for women also. So he must have put these restrictions, but he doesn't know. If these restrictions are put on women, I don't know how many will be living in this America. To look at any man also with the bad eye, you have to be buried in the Mother Earth halfway and to be beaten up with shoes or with stones. Now what do you say? If you start doing that in America, how many Hollywood actresses would be living? So this morality, as was preached by them, is of very high quality and very difficult. Then also this Shariat as they call it for the Muslims. Actually it is given, if you read the Old Testament on the Jeremiah, that it was given to the Jews by Moses because he found them extremely decadent when he brought these 10 commandments. So he said that your hand should be cut if you do any stealing. I mean, this was going too far, I must say, with human beings. And that now they are taken in Islamic laws. I don't know even one single Muslim who should have his both hands intact. Because, I mean, they are human beings, they are not gods. But these people thought they are all realized souls, very great souls, so they gave all these laws and regulations. Imagine what would have happened to all the Jews if they had followed, so they gave it up to the Muslims. Now Muslims are supposed to be following it, supposed to be. So now, Same with our Hinduism, as we call it. It's said that in everybody resides the spirit. How can we have caste system? But just ask a question. If A, B, C, D, E, F, G, S has the spirit in their heart, all right? Everybody has a spirit. So how can we have caste system? There was no caste system before. It was according to our work we were doing, not according to our birth. It started later on. Now, Sri Rama's life was written by Valmiki, who was a dacoit to begin with. He was not even a Brahmin. He was just what we call is a fisherman, low caste. Then second thing is, what about Sri Krishna? His Gita was written by Vyasa. Vyasa was the son of an illegitimate son of a fisherwoman. Sri Krishna always used to go and live with Vidura, who was a realized soul. But he would not take food at Duryodhana's place. Vidura was a Dasi Putra, means a son of a maid servant. All of them have shown in their life. Sri Rama eating the berries which were first touched by a very, very old aboriginal Billini lady, enjoying it very much. The description is beautiful that he was enjoying it, and Lakshmana didn't like it. What is this? She has eaten it and now she is giving to. She says, see, I have tasted all of them because I know you don't like sour things. So they are not sour. You can have it. Lakshmana was angry. So Sitaji says, all right, let me also have some of this. She says, no, these are the best, I won't give you. Let me have, I'm your wife, you see. Must give me. So he gave her some. She said, I've never eaten such nice berries. See? So Lakshmana says, then give me also. Sister-in-law, please give me some. No, now I'm not going to give you. Because you are so much angry because she had tasted it. I won't give you. He said, please give me. And she gives him. And he really says that these are fruits from the heavens. The whole thing shows it is love. The divine is love. The whole thing is of expression of divine love. We have never used the power of love. We have used the power of hatred or of money or other powers. But never have we used the power of love, which is so dynamic, which is so compassionate, which is so delicate, which is so sharp. We have no idea as to this power that is the divine power is. When we touch it, what can happen to us? We just get transformed. And this transformation makes you into a person who never gets sick, whose temper goes away, who develops wisdom. This is, of course, outward manifestation. But inside what happens is that all these centers, 6 centers, get enlightened. Most of the world problems are from human beings. But I think all the human problems come from these centers. When they are in jeopardy, you have all these problems, physical, mental, emotional, and also spiritual. But somehow if you put these centers right, these problems are solved. Now one must understand that the last center, which is in the red color as you see, is the one that works out on the physical level what you call the pelvic plexus, doing all the what you call excretion, inclusive of sex. That shows Kundalini awakening has nothing to do with sex. Nobody has said that. Suddenly nowadays we have new people who came up and people believed. worst curse of America is Freud. Of course, Indians don't accept him, thank God, though they are here. But the stupid Freud, you see, he managed the Americans very well. Not only he managed, but he he replaced Christ, and people used to worship him. Now, after so many years, now I am reading books, Freud, Downfall of Freud, Empire, and all those things. Now the books are come. But already the poison is in, and they have lost sense of morality completely. The other day, there was a conference in Russia. As I told you, the Russians are very sensitive to spirituality. The oldest university is the St. Petersburg University of Science. And they bestowed upon me an award of an honorary academician. I was amazed, because Einstein was one of them. So I said, what are you doing? Why did you put me with Einstein? Who am I? They said, what? What was Einstein? What was all the scientists? 9 of them. They worked only on matter, you are working on human beings. I was amazed. How they understood my work was so important. And this is it, that one should understand that in medicine we have reached to the last word. Especially Russia is. In science they have reached last. Now they don't want to hear any more about science. No. Tell us the science of the divine now. Look at those people. Very learned, very well educated. I tell you, when you hear them, you are surprised. And one of the scientists, medical science, he said, Mother, if you remember 5 years back, I asked you a question. I said, yes, I remember that question. He asked me the 2 lobes of the brain, they are used for the same purpose or different purposes. And I told 2 different, absolutely complementary in a way, but one acts for the left, one acts for the right. It's absolutely 2 different things. And he said, I found it now. It's very surprising. There are many things which one can say, because Sahaja Yoga, I think, is meta-science, by which you know things which you can find out. I'll tell you another thing, because Dr. Varlikar told me there are some doctors and scientists, so I better tell you. I told them that the lowest center is made of carbon atoms. Now, if you take carbon atom and project it and enlarge the photograph and make a model out of it, if you look at it from the right side to the left side, you'll find it's a swastika. The swastika that we make, not the other way now. Not German swastika, but Indian swastika. But if you see from the left to the right, you see Omkara. And if you see from down upward, you see alpha and omega put together. Now, Christ has said, I am the alpha and omega, didn't he? And we know swastika is Sri Ganesha. So if I say Sri Ganesha incarnated as Lord Christ, what is so shocking? It can be proved. So many things we have worked out on soul, on this and that. And so many scientists who are in Sahaja Yoga have proved it. But the people who have really recognized are the Russians and Romanians. Of course, Indians also, I must say, in India, not abroad. Abroad, I don't know what happens to Indians. They are like uprooted. I really don't understand, because it's a very, very difficult situation to understand that this is their heritage. They are told you have to be born again. You have to have Brahma Chaitanya. In their own mind it is there, all the time ingrained that we have to achieve that. But once you come to Western countries, I don't know how you forget all your bases. One day, you won't believe, but India will lead the whole world in spirituality, not in money. And in any way, Indians are definitely much more moral than anywhere else. Now the reason is there are two genes within us which look after our morality. This is again meta science. Now these two genes are on two chromosomes on both the ends. And one gets spoilt or get into mutation when you commit sins against the mother. Sins against the mother is indulgences. All kinds of indulgences, sins against the mother. And another one gets into mutation when you do sin against the father, which is aggression, temper, violence, all that. And this mutation then passes from one gene to another to another. And after some time, it becomes that they are not aware that they are doing wrong. Like drugs and all that I have seen affects also brain, but also the genes. It affects the brain so much that they don't realize that they are doing wrong. They don't know it is wrong. They go on doing wrong things, but they are not aware of it. Now this, thank God, through traditions, whatever it is, we may be anyway not so rich, may not be so smart, but this one thing, morality, is very important. And I was surprised for a conference of 2,000 scientists and about 10,000 other people. They gave me a subject, medicine and self-knowledge. What a subject to handle. Medicine and self-knowledge means how self-knowledge gives you morality, how your health improves through that. So the work is on the parasympathetic nervous system. The Kundalini passes through the center, enlightening those energy centers which give out all your plexuses, and it acts. It thinks, it knows, above all, it loves. Because this Kundalini is your own mother. Everybody has an individual mother. And she knows all about you. She knows your aspirations, she knows your drawbacks, she knows about everything. So you don't have to judge. Don't have to judge yourself. She knows. You just have to leave it to her. And she's so anxious to give you this self-realization, the second birth. So it is very important that we should try to achieve it. As a result, your attention becomes enlightened. In your attention there is no greed, no lust. You become innocent. As Christ has said, thou shalt have adulterous eyes. Imagine for Christians to say that. Can you imagine? That happens automatically. You really become innocent. And you'll be surprised to know that innocence is an eternal thing within us. It never gets destroyed. There are some clouds which are removed and you really become very innocent. But such an innocent person becomes very powerful. Wherever it puts its attention, it acts. It works out. When we think, one thought rises, another thought falls, another thought rises, another thought falls. We are jumping on the cusp of these thoughts. We live in the future or in the past. But if I say you come in your present, you cannot. But when Kundalini rises, she elongates these thoughts, and the center, which we call as Vilambas, a pause, where our attention goes and we become thoughtlessly aware. We are aware but thoughtless. This state is called as Nirvichar Samadhi. At this stage, we achieve our peace. We become peaceful. We watch the whole thing like a drama. We become the witness. Now we become the peace. I have known people who have got peace awards and peace organizations and this and that. They also gave me peace award, I must say. But these people are so hot-tempered. You have to approach them with a barge pole. How can you give them peace awards? I don't know. They have no peace within. So this peace is established within yourself. I must say I was with Mahatma Gandhi and also with Lal Bahadur Shastri, very, very close. Both were realized souls. And Gandhiji always told me that unless and until we are free, we cannot talk of such. But when we became free, you know how many problems came to our country, and he was no more. Then came another disciple of him, Lal Bahadur Shastri, born on the same date, same style. But Gandhiji was an austere man, very austere. I mean, he is a character. I lived with him. I remember so many beautiful moments with him. He used to call me Nepali always. And because I was very young, I was a child, so he would listen to me. Otherwise, he would be angry with people for doing something wrong. And very strict. Just get up 4 o'clock, have your bath, go for a walk, all these things. But he was such a great person. Without his disciplining, we could never have won our freedom. And discipline in his own life. I met him just one day before his death. I really can't understand why people should kill anybody like that. He was such a great soul. Same with Lal Bahadur Shastri. I was very close to him. He was another realized soul, and he also said that let me settle down, then we'll start Sahaja very well. So discuss with me about these things. But one thing common in both of them was this, very common, was that the principle of every religion is the same, that you must get your self-realization. The essence of every religion is the same. There's nothing to fight. There's nothing to fight. And their Bhajnavali, if you read, you see that also under my consultation he did it according to the chakras. It was really so great. These two people, I mean, I was so close to him. Normally, if you go close to any one of these big people, you want to run away because they are not big at all. But Gandhiji and Lal Bahadur Shastri were two great persons, I must say. Been very close to them. And they wanted that this, somehow I should find out a way, a method by which our mass realization could be given. And I found it in the year 1970. I found it. But by that time, both were not there. Still, it worked out. And now I must say, in India, people are very aware of Sahaja Yoga. In Delhi, we have at least 16,000 Sahaja Yogis. Delhi city itself, we have 16,000. And moreover, every place we have done very well, except for few provinces, which I don't know why it doesn't work out. All right, whatever it is, we have to understand that if we watch, especially America, I feel it is getting destroyed from within. Not only by drugs, but also by thinking. Like I read an article recently about this Mr. Simpson who killed his wife. So the deduction they had that because, you see, after marriage, people, husbands kill a wife and wives kill a husband, only here maybe, or maybe other places, so we should not marry. We should not have marriages. I mean, imagine. If you start doing all these things, and all immoral things are encouraged today, then you cannot save this country. It is the responsibility of people who are thinking, who are seeking truth, to tell them what is the reality, to save them. For that, you will feel committed yourself. Once you have your realization, you will think, why should I only enjoy? Why not others? Now with all these people who are here, most of them, they have come all the way from India. And they are all young people. Some are architects, doctors, learned people. But they have realized their responsibility. Not for themselves, only for others. Tomorrow somebody gets a cancer, then they come to Sahaja. That's not the way. You can cure cancer, you can do everything, but you have to be equipped. Above all, what happens to you that you can feel the truth, absolute truth on your fingertips? In the Quran it is written that when Qiyamah will come, when resurrection time will come, your hands will speak and they will give witness, shahadat against you. They will tell what's wrong with you. And it happens because you can feel your centers on your fingertips and you can feel the centers of others on your fingertips. Because who is the other? You become collectively conscious. A drop becomes the ocean, a microcosm becomes a macrocosm. So there's nobody the other. They all feel what's wrong with you. They talk the language of centers and chakras. Not what clothes you wear, what caste you are, what race you are, but what are the centers like. And on that they cure. After that, I must say, some doctors had objection that, mother, if you start getting people cured without any money, then what will happen to us? So I told them, Baba, how many come to Sahaja? First of all. Secondly, there are many people who have no money to come to you also. So all the rich people will leave it to you. Because very rich people are difficult. Christ has said that you can pass a camel through the eye of a needle, but not a rich man. And it's true, I tell you. Because they are lost. Rich, rich, rich. So much of greed. No satisfaction of any kind. The reason is that wants in general are not satiable. Is economic science. Today you want a house, all right, you get a house. Then you want carpets, you get carpets. Then you want to have a car. You get the car, then you want to have an helicopter. It goes on like this. Whatever you get, you are not satisfied with it. So you are moving from one to another without feeling satisfied. So what gives you satisfaction is this, that your pure desire, which is the Kundalini. She is the power of pure desire. And once she is awakened, then you are absolutely satisfied with yourself. You know how to enjoy everything. You will enjoy this carpet, you will enjoy everything, every bit of it you will enjoy. That life becomes a joyful existence. You jump into the ocean of joy. Really it happens, it is there at hand. And the bliss of this all-pervading power, I need not tell you. Recently, there is a gentleman here from Delhi. His son had a very bad accident with his motorbike, quite far away, and he came walking home. And they didn't know how he came. They asked, I don't know how he came. But there was a very bad accident, and he was not at all hurt, little bit of scratch somewhere. There's another one story, I don't know how to believe it, if you can believe it or so. Just there was a girl whose father is a Sahajugi. She got frustrated in some love affair, maybe something. And her father had a revolver because he's a custom officer. So she shot herself from here and the bullet came out from here. She was a little bit bleeding. They took her to the hospital. They said her heart is sound, her lungs are sound, nothing. As if the bullet was having a nice time inside and nicely came out. It's unbelievable. It's a fact. So many such stories they tell me, and so many things that has blessed them. And when they tell me about this, I am quite amazed. So I told somebody that you better compile them. Within 1 month, he said, Mother, it has all gone up to my head. Now I don't know which one to compile. I said, forget it. Let it be, because we have no time. So you must know you enter into the kingdom of God. It's not kingdom of Mr. Bill Clinton. No, it's the kingdom of God, where you are looked after, you are loved, you are led into right path, you meet nice people, and the life becomes so easy, Sahaja. Just you see that some nice people are meeting suddenly, something nice happening. For all this, you have to have only pure desire to ascend. That's all. That's all is wanted, that you want to ascend. And if that is done with humility, you'll be amazed what glories you have, what great talents you have. You must have heard about Amjad Ali, Sifat Hussain. All these people have been in Sahaja. Also, Debu Chaudhary, so many people. Debu Chaudhary had a problem of the sitarist have that he had cramps on his fingers and also on the thumb. So he came to me, he got cured. Not only he, but his son is a great artist. We have so many poets and so many orators all over the world. And it's really amazing how these talents come up. And they don't talk trash. They don't believe in nonsense. They're dignified, but always laughing and enjoying themselves. And it's such a life, a new race of new age is this. All other stories of new age, of cutting your hair like this or putting something in the nose is not. Or even like Hare Ramas wearing dhotis in that cold of Chicago. I told them, why are you wearing dhotis here? So say, our Guru has initiated. But in this cold, Guru has initiated dhotis for what? In India, everybody wears dhotis. Are they all going to go to heaven? Such things people are doing, and thousands are there like that. They said, no, our Guru has initiated, so we are going to wear dhotis only. Imagine. It's a simple thing to understand that by wearing dhoti or a pant or a jean or anything, you are not going to go to heaven. It is something inside that has to happen. Well, he was not, he was very angry for me saying that. He said, my Guru told me this, that. And he said, fun thing, you have given me Gita. Krishna has said, to begin with is the krodha, is the anger, is the root of everything. He was quite very angry person. I said, what is he doing? Austerity brings this anger. Austere if you become deny this, deny that. There's nothing to be denied. You just become detached within yourself. Will not eat this, will not eat that. Just force yourself. Like their Guru, his name, I know, Prabhupada, he came to see me because my husband was chairman of a shipping corporation of India. So they said, you are very spiritual, we have heard now, can you take some murtis from here to East Africa for a temple? I said, now how many temples you want to have? Then he started talking about this and that. But I said, all right, I'll tell my husband. He said, but I've heard that you are a spiritual lady, living in comfort, and you have diamonds on you. How can it be? How can you be spiritual? I smiled at him. I said, what have you done to be spiritual? I gave up my family. I every day stand on my head, all right? And I do what you call, I give up everyone and this and that and that and that. So I told him, all right, one condition. In this house or on my body, whatever you think equal to the dust particle of Sri Krishna, you take it. Anything, but should be equal. He started looking here and there. I said, then, what have you given up? You have just given up what you call stones or dust or something like that. I am not holding on to anything, so what will I give up? If you are holding on to something, then only you can give up. I was surprised. I was really surprised under what misunderstanding these people are, that you cannot have a normal family life, you cannot have any normal thing. I mean, Guru Nanak was married, Rama was married, Krishna was married, everybody was married. Who has told you to give up your families, go to Himalayas and stand there? In Sahaja, not necessary. We have to create a new society of very normal, good people who love each other, who care for each other. There's such a brotherhood. It's amazing to see. I've never seen these people come for seminars, thousands of them, never fighting, never quarreling. Of course, they pull each other's legs sometimes just to have some fun, that's all right. But what a life. You ask them, they said no fun without Sahaja. So I'm thankful to you have waited for me, because they told me there are hardly 20 people here, Mother, would you like to come? Then they said it's 40 people. I said, all right, I'll come whether there are even 2 people, doesn't matter. Of course, you must be having some questions. I would like you to write your questions and give it to Dr. Varlikar. He himself is quite capable of answering all the questions for you. And he himself had a big miracle of his heart, as you know that. And he's a very wise man. He's very wise. For Saritos, I think he's very wise. Not I'm saying Saritos people are not wise. I'm not saying that. But he's very wise. I think the way he understands people, the way he understands life and the problems and why people don't take to Sahaj thinking is very remarkable. And he's such a help to me to make me understand all of you. So any questions you have, I would love to have the questions sometimes, and I'll answer them. But just now it will take about 10-15 minutes for you to get your realization. And I think you should all get your realization. Of course, I cannot force on you. If you don't want to have it, it cannot be forced. I respect your freedom, absolutely. But there's one thing. The way they have told me that here people, Mother, get realization, they get lost. So I remembered the parable of Christ, that he said some seeds fell on the rock and some fell on a proper ground. They were sprouted but didn't become trees. But some were sprouted and they became great trees of wisdom. The same thing. You can do a lot because there's so much within you. You can become your own master, you can do a lot for others. But you don't realize what is your potential, what you could be, what is the purpose of your life. And if you really realize that, then you will definitely come to our centers and grow into it. You don't have to pay. In any way, you don't have to pay. We don't want any money from you in any way. There was one gentleman who told me, Mother, there's some Nigerians who want to give us money. I said, why do you need money for? What is the need? It's a headache to have money, you know. And then they found it was a scam, thank God. Otherwise they would have said, I'm not practical. So far, we have had no problem of money. And money is not everything. Whenever you want, you can get money. What is money after all? Equal to the dust particle of God Almighty. So, you don't have to pay money, nothing of the kind. You have to just pay attention to yourself and respect your self-realization. For that, you have to come to our collectivity. You have to come and learn. But many people come when I am here, then they get lost. And that is what Varlikar told me, that this is what is the situation. I said, I don't know how to make them understand that it is important. You are missing the point. You are here only for this. You are missing the point. You must value your life. You must value yourself. So again and again I would request, please, now after getting your realization, please come to our centers and know about Sahaja Yoga, master it. If you are a doctor, it's better. But even if you are not, you can be a doctor without becoming a real doctor. You can be a doctor's doctor. It will take 10 to 15 minutes. But I would say that you should not leave in between. If you want to leave, you can leave now. Just very simple. Please be seated, all of you. Tracy, why don't you sit down? Said Tracy. And see her, who is she? She's not Tracy, I think. Distance me. All right. So there are 3 conditions we have. Very simple, 3 conditions. Very simple. The first one is that you should not feel guilty at all. People might have told you are a sinner, this, that, all nonsense. Don't believe it. When you are here, you are no more a sinner, you are a seeker. And please don't feel guilty for anything. When you feel guilty physically also, this center catches. And when this center catches, then you develop physical problems, spondylitis. Also angina comes from that. And lethargic organs also if you develop this center very badly. So what's the use having this myth? If you have done any mistakes, all right, you should have faced it that time. But why do you want to carry it all your life? So please don't feel guilty. That is first. That means you must forgive yourself fully. I mean, there's nothing wrong. After all, as I said, you are human beings, you are not gods. So will you commit mistakes? What's the harm? So now don't try to condemn yourself by any chance. Now, the second condition is you forgive yourself and you have to forgive everyone. Whether you forgive or don't forgive, you don't do anything. But if you don't forgive, then you play into wrong hands. You torture yourself for nothing at all and play into wrong hands. So you just forgive everyone. Now, there are many who say it's very difficult. What do? It's a myth. Even don't think about people whom you want to think or forgive. Just forget it. Forget them. Say, in general, I forgive everyone. Everyone. Because it is of no help. So. Now, third condition is very simple. You have to take out your shoes, that's all. I mean to say, you should be pleasantly placed towards yourself. Now, take out yourself. Hello, Audrey, I didn't see you. I'm sorry I didn't see you. How are you? You're doing a lot of work. Very happy to know. My goodness, really, I can't believe it. You're really great. How did you manage that? You said, just met her. I came from airport, met her for a short time, and I don't know what she has done. Tremendous. You're great. I didn't see you sitting down. All right. मैं हिंदी में कहूँगी, ये गोरे लोग इतना कर रहे हैं, और ये आपका धरोहर है, और हिंदुस्तानियों को क्या हो गया? वो सीता और राम की शादी लगाने जाते हैं, बताओ क्या कहें? अजीब अजीब बेवकूफ़ियाँ करते। आप लोग पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं, वो खुद समझना चाहिए कि ये बेवकूफ़ी क्यों करना। और इस तरह की बेवकूफ़ी इतने लोग करते हैं। एक धांगध्रा की महारानी, आपसे बताएं किस्सा। उसने एक बाई को देवी बना के उसकी पूजा करी। अच्छा, उन्होंने तो किया, मुझे वो बता रही थी खुद धांगध्रा देवी कि लॉस एंजलिस में हमारे बहुत शिष्य हैं। मैंने कहा अच्छा, यही वो एंजलिस, जो लॉस एंजलिस वर्ड पढ़ा, ऐसे ही लोगों से पढ़ा होगा। मैंने कहा बताइए, पैसे बना रहे, राम और सीता की शादी करा रहे। अरे भाई, ये कोई तरीके हैं? उन्होंने कहा हमसे कि भक्ति ही कल युग में भक्ति। हाँ, मैंने ठीक, बहुत बात, भक्ति होनी चाहिए, लेकिन आपका कनेक्शन ही नहीं, भक्ति किसकी कर रहे हैं? अगर आपके टेलीफोन का कनेक्शन नहीं होगा तो आप फोन किसको कर रहे हैं? पहले कनेक्शन तो करा लो, नहीं तो लगे अपने भक्ति भक्ति भक्ति। और इनके आपको आश्चर्य होगा कि इन लोगों के गले ठीक करते करते मेरा ही गला पकड़ जाता है, जो ये हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण, पागल जैसे। ऐसे पागलपन किसने सिखाया? कृष्ण ने तो सिखाया नहीं। मेरी समझ नहीं आता। सिर्फ पैसा बनाना, सिर्फ पैसे बनाना, ऑक्सफोर्ड स्ट्रीट में खड़े होकर के धोती पहनना और साड़ियाँ पहनना और नाचना, और वो बोदियाँ नीचे गिरती हैं उनकी, नाचते हैं और भीख मांगते। अरे मैंने कहा श्री कृष्ण कुबेर है, कुबेर से आप भीख मांगोगे? हैं? जिसने सुदामा को ऐसे ही खड़े खड़े ना ऐश्वर्य दे दिया, उस कृष्ण के अगर तुम भक्त हो तो तुमको तो देना चाहिए। तुम भीख क्या मांग रहे हो? जहां तहां भीख मांगते फिरते। इतना कृष्ण का नाम इन लोगों ने खराब कर रखा है। मैं ये सब कहती नहीं, अभी तक कहा नहीं था, पर इस बार इस आदमी से मिलके मैंने सोचा ये महामूर्खों की कोई तादाद होगी जिन्होंने ये सब करना शुरू कर दिया, पता नहीं। और लोग उनको भीख देते भी। नौकरियां छोड़ दी, घर छोड़ दिया, बच्चे छोड़ दिए और भीख मांग रहे। ये कौन से धर्म में लिखा है? हम हिंदुस्तानियों को चाहिए कि असली चीज को पकड़े और असली चीज लोगों के सामने रखें। आपको पता नहीं, चाइना में भी लोग कहते हैं कि स्पिरिचुअलिटी का ट्रेजर इंडिया में। उम्मीद आपसे यही की जाती है कि हिंदुस्तानी है आफ्टर। मैंने कहा कि ऐसे गलत गुरुओं के पास क्यों जाते हैं सब लोग? तो गोरे लोग कहने लगे कि माँ ये हिंदुस्तानी, ये झूठ कैसे बोलेंगे? मैंने कहा हम लोग तो बड़े एक्सपर्ट हैं झूठ बोले। हम लोग से तो बढ़ के कोई है ही नहीं। तुझसे किससे बताया झूठ नहीं बोले? नहीं, हमने सोचा ये हिंदुस्तानी लोग हैं, ये झूठ कैसे बोले? माने बड़े पूजनीय है हम लोग वैसे। हाँ, शांति प्रिय है, लड़ाई शायद हो, हम लोग डरपोक ही हो, लड़ाई झगड़ा नहीं करते। लेकिन जो हमारे से उम्मीद की जाती है वो बहुत कुछ। इसका एक उदाहरण ये है कि मैं जहां जाती हूँ, मैं एक हिंदुस्तानी, हजारों लोग आएंगे, लेकिन अगर एक बाद में उनसे कहा जाए कि आप हमारे सेंटर में आइए या कोई हमारे सहयोगी भाषण, नहीं आए। मैंने कहा मैं हिंदुस्तानी, मुझ पर आपको इतना विश्वास क्यों भाई? वहाँ बस आपकी शक्ल से लगता है जो भी हो। पर मुझे लगता है कि बेसिकली कोई भी हिंदुस्तानी आए, एक साहब मुझे मालूम है जो जेल से छूट के आए थे, उनके भी हजारों यहाँ शिष्य हो गए थे। ये हिंदुस्तान की महती है। आपको मालूम ये लोग चोर सब कहाँ से आए थे और क्या धंधे कर रहे हैं, और तो भी इनको लोग क्यों मानते हैं? क्योंकि वो हिंदुस्तानी। बेसिकली ये चीज माने हमसे क्या उम्मीद इन लोगों को है ये समझना चाहिए। सोचते हैं कि हम लोग बहुत धार्मिक हैं, बहुत गंभीर हैं, और बड़ी उम्मीदें हैं उनको। जहां जहां वहां जाइए आप, जहां जहां कहीं भी एक हिंदुस्तानी आदमी चला जाए, वहां गेरुआ वस्त्र पहन के सब उसके चरणों में लौटते। यानी जर्मन लोग, जर्मन जो कि किसी के सामने नहीं झुकते, बस हिंदुस्तानी के सामने उनके। ये हमारी खास चीज, ये परमात्मा ने हमें वरदान दिया है। उनका कार्य जितना अच्छा हम हिंदुस्तानी कर सकते, कोई नहीं कर सकता। लेकिन हिंदुस्तानी आए तो सही। अब उम्मीद करती हूँ आप लोग कम से कम सहयोग में उतरेंगे, इसमें ढलेंगे और लोगों को मानेंगे। अब ईरानी इतने आते हैं, कल देखिएगा आप, यहाँ भी आए हुए, और जूस आते हैं, और हिंदुस्तानी उनका पता ही नहीं। वो धांगध्रा की देवी को मानते हैं सब। एब्सर्ड बातें हैं जिसको कहते हैं। अच्छा, तो इसमें अब करने का कुछ नहीं है। जस्ट व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज टू पुट योर बोथ हैंड्स टुवर्ड्स मी लाइक दिस। Now, both the feet have to be separate because of the two powers we have. And left hand is on your left lap, is symbolically suggesting that you want to have your self-realization. This hand represents your left side, which is the power of desire. So your desire is expressed when you put this hand like this. Now the right hand represents the power of action. So we'll try to nourish our centers. And we are working only on the left hand side. This is only for tonight. Only for tonight. You don't have to do it again. Only you have to desire just now that you should have your self-realization. That's all. Now please put your left hand towards me. And first we put our right hand on our heart. On our heart. In the heart is the reflection of God Almighty, which we call as spirit, Atma. क्योंकि इंग्लिश भाषा में तो आप जानते हैं स्पिरिट पता नहीं किस चीज़ों को कहते हैं, लेकिन मेरा मतलब संस्कृत में है आत्मा से. Now, if you become the spirit, you become your guide in the light of the spirit. You become your own master. So please take your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. And press it hard. This is the center of your mastery, which is created by many prophets and many great seers, which is to be awakened. Now, please take your right hand now in the lower portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. Again. This is the center of pure divine knowledge. Surprisingly, the center is here. Sometime I may explain to you how this works out. Now raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen, the left hand side, and now on the heart again. Now please put your right hand in the corner of your neck and your shoulder, and put your right hand, your head to the right side. I've already told you about this center, that when you feel guilty, it goes into trouble. Now, we have to know there is a center on the optic chiasma, which is absolutely constricted. And we have to forgive, otherwise it won't open. So now please put your right hand on top of your forehead across and put down your head as far as possible. Here you have to forgive everyone in general without thinking about them. If you don't forgive, then the center won't open and the Kundalini won't pass through. As it is, you have tortured yourself by not forgiving. And now at this great moment, if you do not forgive, the Kundalini won't pass through. Now, please take your right hand, the back side of your head. And push back your head as far as possible. This is the center where, without feeling guilty, without counting your mistakes, just for your satisfaction, you have to ask forgiveness from the all-pervading divine power, Chaitanya. Now, stretch your palm fully. Please put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your childhood. Center of your palm, this is very important. Now push back your fingers so there's a proper pressure on your scalp. This will reduce your stress and all that very easily. Now, please put down your head nicely and move your scalp 7 times clockwise, slowly. Scalp, I am saying, not the hand so much. Push back your fingers. Put down your head. Push back your fingers. Put down your head. Please put down your head. गर्दन झुका लें और उंगलियों को पीछे की ओर मोड़ लें. So there is a good pressure on your scalp. Now move your scalp Slowly, 7 times. Stretch back your fingers, stretch back. सर को पकड़िए नहीं, उंगलियों को पीछे की ओर खींचिए. हाँ, बस. This is all we have to do. Now we have to close our eyes, and until I tell you, please don't open your eyes. Put both the feet apart from each other. Now, please put your left hand towards me. Need not slouch or need not put any strain. Just sit comfortably in your seat. Now, please put your right hand on your heart. And now close your eyes. Now, please don't open them till I tell you. Here you have to ask me a very fundamental question about yourself in your heart 3 times. You can call me Mother or Shri Mataji. So please ask a question in your heart. Mother, am I the spirit? Ask 3 times. Mother, am I the spirit? क्या मैं आत्मा हूँ? माँ, क्या मैं आत्मा हूँ? Now, please take your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. I have already told you that if you become the spirit, you become your own guide, your own master. So ask another question about yourself 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Mother, am I my own master? I have already told you that I respect your freedom. I cannot force on you pure divine knowledge. So now please put your right hand in the low portion of your abdomen, and here you have to say 6 times because this center has got 6 petals. Please say 6 times. Mother, please give me pure divine knowledge. Mother, please give me pure divine knowledge. Now, when you ask for pure divine knowledge, Kundalini starts moving. You won't feel anything. Now, we have to nourish our upper centers to open for the ascent of the Kundalini. So now raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. Here, press it hard. Here you have to say with your full self-confidence 10 times, Mother, I am my own master. Please say it 10 times. Mother, I am my own master. At the very outset I have told you that you are not this body, this mind, these emotions, this intellect, these conditionings, this ego, but you are the pure spirit. So now please raise your right hand on top of your heart, and here you have to say, again with full confidence, 12 times, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Please say it. Mother, I am the pure spirit. This all-pervading divine power, which we have never felt before, is the ocean of knowledge, is the ocean of bliss, is the ocean of forgiveness. So whatever mistakes you might commit, they are easily dissolved by this power of ocean of forgiveness. So please forgive yourself. And now put your right hand in the corner of your neck and your shoulder and turn your head to your right. Here you have to say 16 times with full self-confidence. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Please say it 16 times. It's very important to say that. I feel this center is catching me. Very good. Now, as I told you, whether you forgive, you don't do anything. But if you don't forgive at this time, the center of Agya won't open and the Kundalini won't pass through. So please forgive. Please forgive everyone in general. It's a myth. Now raise your right hand on top of your forehead across and please put down your head as far as possible. Here you have to say not how many times, but from your heart. Mother, I forgive everyone in general. From your heart. Now, without feeling guilty, without counting your mistakes, just for your satisfaction, you have to ask forgiveness from this all-pervading divine power of Parama Chaitanya. So now please take your right hand, back side of your head, and push back your head. Here you have to say again from your heart, not how many times. O divine power, if I have done anything wrong, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. Please say it from your heart. Now the last center is very important, and please do it attentively, that stretch your palm fully. Put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area and put down your head as far as possible. Now stretch back your fingers. It's very important. Stretch back your fingers. At this center, I must say I cannot force self-realization on you. You have to ask for it. So please move your scalp 7 times, slowly, clockwise, saying 7 times, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please take down your hand. Please open your eyes. You may put both the hands towards me. Now put the right hand towards me like this. Put down your head and see if there's a cool or hot breeze-like vibrations coming out of your fontanelle bone area. Please see with the left hand. Please don't put it on top of your head, little away. Some people get it further on. So just move your hand and see for yourself. There's a cool or a hot breeze-like thing coming out of your head. Now please try with the left hand. Please put the left hand like this towards me. Put the right hand on top of your head, bend your head, and again bend your head. See for yourself that there's a cool or hot breeze-like vibrations are coming out of your own fontanelle bone area. If it is hot, that means you have not forgiven yourself or you have not forgiven others. So please forgive. Forgiving is a very big power. Now, again, once more, with the right hand towards me and with the left hand on top of your fontanelle bone area, please see. Move your hand and don't doubt. Just see, it's coming out of your own head. If it is not coming, just say, Mother, please come into my head. Come out of my head. Mother, that's your mother. Kundalini is your mother. Just ask her. Bend your heads, then only. Now, please put both the hands like this towards me. And don't think. Just. Now, you have to put both your hands towards the sky like this and ask a question 3 times. Any one of these 3 questions, you ask one of them 3 times. Please put up your hands up and your head back. Now ask a question. First question is, Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? Ask this question 3 times. Or the second question you can ask 3 times. Mother, is this the all-pervading power of divine love? Or the third question you can ask, is this the Parama Chaitanya? Is this the Ruh? Ask any one of these questions 3 times. Put back your head, push back your head. Now please bring it down. Put both the hands towards me like this. All those who are feeling cool or hot breeze on the fingertips or on the palm, center of palm, or out of the fontanelle bone area, please raise both your hands. All those who have felt cool breeze on the hands or you didn't feel? आपके नहीं हुआ? हाथ ऊपर करो ना. जिस चीज का हाथ ऊपर करो देखें. Everybody has got it practically. May God bless you. Now, as I said, you have to respect your self-realization. And you have to go and see these people. And I'm sure next year I'll meet very great saints of Los Angeles. I bow to all the saints. Your life as saints has started now. May God bless. At the most, within 1 month, you can master this art. Within 1 month. No doubt about it. चले जा रहे हैं. Can't find. Girkar must be unhappy to see so few people here. Huh? It's all right. Will you be coming tomorrow to the program again? Good. Really done great, I must say.